Happy Wednesday, man.
Happy Wednesday.
You a black coffee drinker all the time, or you put anything in it?
Always black coffee.
We're like fancy drink kind of
Yeah,
people.
I need iced coffee.
Yeah,
I want sugar to whipped cream.
I want a latte with the sweet cream cold foam on
Yeah.
top, brown sugar shake and espresso.
If I get one of those things, the rest of the day I cannot
Yeah, I'm
function.
like all jittery.
It's awesome, especially when you get one that has more espresso in it than you didn't know, and you're like you're wired. I'm not on Adderall, but that's what it has to feel like.
Yeah.
My brother works at a farm restaurant in Mount Pleasant, and I'll bartend sometimes. And him and I went to a bartending convention one time, and we were just going around tasting people's drinks. They wanted to be vendor. And that was the first time I had espresso, and I tried it out, and I was just like, we need espresso all the time. We got to get in the restaurant. We got this. I was wired.
Those espresso martinis are unbelievable.
Oh, they're so good.
But when we went down to Florida about, was that 2 months ago with everyone, and we had brunch with all the espresso martinis. You get two of those, and you're locked in for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I went to Jamaica for my honeymoon with my wife, and they had those. They had like Blue Mountain coffee down there. Yeah, you had one of those the rest of the day. You couldn't taste what you were drinking. Everything went down like water.
Yeah.
So May 4th, we got a big drinking competition.
Woo! We're excited, man.
wait.
You a drinker?
I used to be.
Are you a runner?
Both.
Okay, we'll see you there.
I'm a competitor now. So North Atlantic Beer Mile.
North Atlantic Beer Mile. We've had the opportunity to partner with the Waterfront Hall down on Water Street there in Wheeling, West Virginia. Dan and Ian down there have been phenomenal. They're the owners down there. So what it is, it's the Waterfront Fest. There's going to be music bands all day playing from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Our North Atlantic Beer Mile starts at 2 o'clock. And for people that don't know what it is, it's a 10-ounce beer every quarter lap.
Okay, I was going at what kind?
It's secret. We can't tell people. So
that's the make or break.
We had a DM. We had a DM the other day. Someone said, "Oh well, if I don't know, I'm just going to train with tequila." I said, "Oh my gosh! I mean, I guess if you train with that, you should do pretty well in the race." But it ends up being 4 beers in 1 mile, and you can either walk it, you can run it, or you can run it with a relay team. So that's 4 people, and you only have to drink 1 beer.
Okay.
We had the chance to go down to Greenville, North Carolina, and do it for the first time. And I'm serious.
I saw the video.
It is some of the most fun we have ever had. We cannot wait to bring it to Wheeling.
The thing about like the tequila though, it's like you're not going to get the bloat that you would if you were chugging beer.
That's the hardest part because like you get to the 3rd and 4th beer, your stomach is ready to explode.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to catch your breath from running a mile. You're just chugging beer.
When we ran it in North Carolina, Cooley and I both went off to a really good start. How many people were in that race? 30 in our heat?
Yeah, like 30, 40.
We got out the gate, and I was in first for the entire first lap. I chugged quick. I slowed down the second beer, and he can chug like unbelievable. So now he's in second place out of 30 people, and I had to go catch him. But I cannot wait for people to see this in Wheeling, how much fun it is.
I was like mentally like running in my mind just thinking of what I do. And I feel like it's the transition from running to drinking, and that's where you're going to have problems, just getting your body used to. First, you're trying to catch your oxygen back up.
I don't think people realize, for the people that are gonna walk it, please enjoy it. It is so much fun to walk, drink with your friends. But the people that are ready to compete and run in this thing, what you're gonna feel from beer 2 to 3, I think that's really what did it. Because
I think that was the hardest one.
Beer 2 is when you chugged it fast and you were in second place.
I was like just getting warmed up in beer 3.
When you're out of breath so you're at 0.5 at that point, go into beer number 3. When you're out of breath trying to drink that beer, your body, I've never felt anything like that trying to finish that beer before you go to lap number 3. Then when you finish the 4th beer and you're down the home stretch, it's unbelievable.
My cousin hosts a giant beer drinking competition in Coleraine, out in the sticks, that happens like every year for the past 10 years. And one of their games they started out this year was a case race with all the people, and it was just like, if it was 4, like 3 or 4 people a team, I'm thinking you're going to make them do this first when their stomachs haven't expanded. People just start puking.
You got to invite all those people to the beer mile. We'd like to see them run.
Yeah. So, what is the mile from where to where?
So this is really cool. What was it marked out? You were at one of the last meetings.
It's along the waterfront, along the river, right? So I think you start like in front of the Waterfront Hall.
Yep.
And then you go all the way down along the river down towards the end of the road, and then you just come back. It's like running suicide.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you're right. It's like running suicides. The one that we ran in North Carolina, it was set up identical to how we're setting it up in Wheeling. So it's on Water Street, right there by anyone that's been to West Banco Arena to watch the Nailers play or anything. It's right on that street, out front of Waterfront Hall. And one of the coolest things, there's general admission tickets. So if you don't want to pay, it's $40 to run it or walk it, but you get 4 beers and an extra drink ticket and a T-shirt.
Yeah.
If you don't want to pay the $40 to walk it or run it, you can pay $25 and run it with a team. So that's your team of 4, or you can just pay $10 to get into the festival.
Okay.
And what we're really excited about is those people that are going to get to watch the competition, because in North Carolina, there was people lined up on the streets watching everybody struggle to get up and down the road.
So what are you guys doing to prepare your mind, body, and soul for this event? Now, is there a winner?
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's 100%.
Okay.
There's going to be a winner on the running side, a solo, and then a runner or a winner for the relay team as well.
Okay.
So we're really excited.
We need to work on our chugging, I think.
Chugging more than the cardio?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the chugging. We were I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. We should start training in April though. We don't want to go out there and lay an egg.
Yeah. Can you shotgun?
Oh, like no other.
You're allowed to though?
We had
in the rules?
so here's how
I
it
was gonna
works.
say.
It comes in a 10-ounce cup, and you have to
Okay.
drink it in this designated area.
Got
So
it.
every
Yeah,
time you run
that's
that
smart.
quarter lap, you get back to the start line, and that's where you drink your beer.
I can see somebody grabbing all the run just
Yeah,
on their
chugging it
face.
as they go.
That's cool. So designated area, there's 4 of them.
Yep, 4 beers in 1 mile. We're pumped up because, like we said, there hasn't been anything like this in Wheeling yet, and getting to bring it here is going to be sweet.
It's on May 4th, so I don't know if you're a Star Wars fan.
Yeah,
So
but-
the May the 4th, we're hoping people show up in like Mandalorian costumes
Yeah,
or just Yoda.
I talked to the guys at Bucket of Puppy who are playing down the waterfront, and they said they're doing something Star Wars thing. They
Sweet.
got jokes or some kind of costume.
Yeah, that'll be
Something.
cool. We're excited about the festival because Dan and Ian have so many connections with the bands,
I know.
and they run such a good establishment down there. Not only is it a good restaurant, it's a good bar, it's a good venue now.
Yeah.
And we're so excited because the Facebook traction and the social media traction, everyone's so
Yeah.
excited just to be there. I think we can't wait for people just to see what happens when people partner together, because
Yes.
we've been working really hard over the last year and a half to build our brand. The Waterfront has grown so quickly and done such a good job of bringing in a good crowd every
Plus, they're
single night.
editing online. Like since opening till now, I mean, they're doing like what's coming up this week videos.
Yes.
They're doing that Waterfront Hall Times. Yeah.
It's gonna be really good. And the city of Wheeling's been good to us as well. They've kind of put us on their back and said, here, come with us, and they help promote and everything. So
Yeah.
we're pumped up.
Did you guys do the show of hands? Were you in that one? Somebody might have mentioned that you guys were in it. I went down to the last one.
Cool.
I was helping my buddy Johnny Hott, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
that
so
was I never knew anything about it.
Yeah, Alex Panis, Wheeling Heritage, they've been phenomenal to us as well. Gave us a good opportunity when we were first getting started.
That's such a good opportunity.
Yeah,
for
I got to
business
go up there
owners.
and present, and as a small business, and that really is what kind of kickstarted our brand.
Yeah.
So it's been a blast.
Yeah, and plus, like businesses like ours, all we're doing is generating for the city and
Yes.
the businesses around. It's nice because I really haven't. I wanted to give a year before I was taking in like actual sponsors, but I've just been shouting out my wife's company, and now she's just getting booked up just from word
Cool.
of mouth. It's cool to see that
Yeah.
power promotion. And you guys said is it 3 years about?
We
little over 100
so the
episodes.
first podcast was in March of 2022. We started an LLC in May of 2022, and then we've just been adding stuff since. So I think we really took it to the next level in January of 2023. So
Okay.
last year was our first full year where we said, hey, let's double down on everything we think we know how to do. Let's try it and then run with it. And we had a really good year. 2024 is off to an unbelievable start. Here in about 3 weeks, we're going down to Huntington, West Virginia,
Okay.
to compete in something called Ignite West Virginia. We got selected with 5 other small businesses across the state to go pitch in front of investors for a small business competition. So we're going to
Nice.
go and explain our brand, everything that we're trying to do, everything that we're going to do in the future. So we're excited for that. And Tara St. Clair and Carrie White are 2 names from West Virginia University that helped us get in that, and we're really thankful.
Was it the brainchild of a certain one of you guys, or was it just kind of like you guys came together and
Yeah.
Well, it was the Pine Room originates from Mark Delbrug, which there's 8 of us on the
Yeah.
show. Mark Delbrug, Jarrett, and Jub Delbrug. The name Pine Room comes from their backyard. It's an unbelievable, for anyone that hasn't seen it, it's in someone's backyard. There's 7 or 8 TVs.
It's not the actual Pine Room at
Ogilvy, no.
Okay, I was there. I'm like, wonder if there's studios here. I played there like 2 months ago.
So they started it. It used to be a TV just on a little bench in their backyard, and they would go out there and watch Pirate games. And now it's seriously one of the coolest things that we've ever seen. Like, have you ever been to a bigger city where there's outdoor turf and and TVs everywhere and grills, and they've got a bocce court? It seriously looks like something that should be in a massive city. Yeah, yeah, bleacher seating, like they've painted the chairs. So the Pine Room comes from that, and Jarrett, Jubb, and Coach one day, they were talking about it, and they wanted to start a podcast, and Jubb held these meetings back in 2022. He's an unbelievable graphic design media. He drew all the sketches, what he wanted the set to look like. He had this idea, and then we all kind of came together and said, let's run with it, and we haven't looked back since. So
you had the idea, and the tools are in place, were there. Kind of like how I was telling you before we started, how this started. Just a bar was at my house. My wife said, if you're going to do nothing but watch UFC fights, you have to tear it down.
Good. Well, yeah, there you go. You'll start generating some money, and then you'll say, hey, honey, it's a good thing I left the bar up.
Yeah.
Has there been any episodes that you guys had that sticks out, like the craziest one that was kind of more off the rails with a guest, or?
Oh, man.
Or if, like, for my viewers, if you want to check out Pine Room, what would be, like, your number one, like, hey, you got to check this one out?
Go ahead.
I don't know. I'd have to think. Maybe, I think the coolest video we've done is probably, we went golfing with Alex Highsmith from the Steelers.
Really cool.
Okay.
We went to PNC Park and hit golf balls like a driving range, and we just hitting them into an empty stadium, hitting them into the river. So I think that, to me, that's my favorite video.
Yeah.
I think that was so cool because we had just gotten started, and Alex and his agent were so nice to give us a chance.
Yeah.
And they could have easily charged us tens of thousands of dollars to spend an hour with him. And the guy, I remember his agent reaching out to us and say, okay, let's make this work. And Alex showed up right after practice, took time out of his day. He had therapy that night to go and get ready for the weekend game. He showed up and he hit golf balls with us at PNC Park for an hour, stayed an extra 30 minutes, didn't have to do that. And that was one of the coolest things because these pro athletes, everyone that you see, they're just people just like us. They're really good dudes. One of my favorite videos that we've done in shows is we went and hit softballs against West Liberty University's softball team and tried to hit off their pitchers. And it was so difficult to try to hit softballs. It was we were striking out left and right, and that was a lot of fun.
It's amazing. Like, I've never had any pushback or anybody tell me no. Just reaching out for a podcast. And it was funny, it's like you said, you guys haven't been using Facebook for a while. For the longest time, I was like, the only people that let me on Red was the Pine Room.
Oh man, now you feel that. We'll get on the guys here soon and say, what are you doing for not checking out the Facebook? But yeah, man, that was good. We were happy you reached out. So what you said, Martin's Ferry?
Yeah.
What'd you do after high school?
I started college for audio engineering for 2 years, and then Matt Van Fossen, a guitar player, I just hooked up with him, started traveling, just haven't looked back since.
Nice.
Just traveling and playing. And
yeah, that's really cool.
The COVID, I played professionally from like 2013 to when COVID came. There was one day, probably like almost a year from now, where like my phone was blowing up. Hey, this date's canceled. This gig's canceled. This gig canceled. Everything I had for like the rest of the year. Like, what am I going to do? And then during COVID, I had my first kid, and now coming out of COVID, I just don't want to travel anymore. I like to play locally, kind of promote local stuff.
Sweet.
It's pretty nice. I don't want to. I used to like load up the tour bus at noon, go to like say Columbus, play a show till midnight, load the bus back up, get here at like 6 a.m. And that would be my day. I cannot do that anymore because the little one's going to be up at 6:30 no matter what.
Puts a toll on your body, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So you're a big UFC fan?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, you excited for UFC 300?
I'm less excited than I thought I would be like a year ago thinking about it, but
what are some big names that are fighting in that?
You got Pereira versus Hill. Is it Hill?
Yeah, Jamal Hill's coming back.
Charles Oliveira versus somebody.
He's on the prelims, which is nuts. Wow. A lot of people are mad at that because they put Bo Nickel, who's like a fan favorite, in the main event.
Was Bo Nickel the college wrestler?
Yeah.
He's a freak. Has he lost in the UFC yet?
Not yet.
I don't think so.
I think the first fight that we watched one of his first fights, he sprinted and kicked someone square in the chest.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. He's like stocky, right?
Right.
What's his weight class? Do you know?
Whatever it is, he's probably dropping 50 pounds before he steps in that ring.
Slowly.
Yeah.
Well, I thought Conor McGregor was going to be.
I thought so too. That would have been with him and Michael Chandler, but there's always
would have been blowing up.
Yeah. I think he has 2 fights left on his contract, and he's been like saying get Nate Diaz back from my last one, which would be.
He was too busy making that movie. I don't know if you've seen it.
I haven't seen it. Is it good?
I haven't seen it yet, but I heard he's not a very good actor.
Really?
McGregor's not.
Yeah, he's in a movie on Amazon.
Yeah,
Roadhouse.
yeah.
Yeah, it was a remake. I think the original came out in like the 80s, Roadhouse. But
Yeah, Earl, one of our buddies, Earl, he played college baseball with us. He was all over us the other day because I haven't seen the original Roadhouse, and I wanted to see the new one.
have you guys seen that Quiet on Set?
No, I heard it's unbelievable, though, about the
Yeah,
Nickelodeon stuff.
It is nuts. Like, so how old are you guys?
We're both 26.
Both 26. So you were in like the Dan Schneider era watching
All of it.
Did you see all that?
No,
Is that okay?
No, I've been hearing all about it and hearing how bad the director stuff was and all that.
Yeah,
but-
like the first couple episodes, they were hitting like all that because I'm 33, I was born in 90, so all that was kind of like just hitting its stride then. And they were like the first 2 episodes, they started talking about just all that. And I looked at my wife, I'm like, they haven't even touched like iCarly, all these shows.
Yeah.
And then episode 3, they put Drake Bell in front of the camera, and then everything just goes haywire from there.
Man.
The stuff that he says that they did to him is nuts.
Yeah,
It's worth a watch. It's jaw-dropping.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of stuff on it. It seems insane.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people were mad at Josh.
Yeah,
I guess
everybody
not
went to
speaking up or
yeah.
something, but
Yeah, I think
Someone said, I saw someone's post the other day. They looked up Drake Bell, and then they didn't realize Josh's last name is Peck. So they looked up Josh Bell,
Yeah.
and it was Josh Bell from the Pirates, and someone was like looking up Drake.
Yeah.
They looked up Drake Bell, and they said, "Oh man, yeah, that's what he looks like now, Josh Bell." And then the guy says, "What the heck happened to Josh?"
yeah. That's such a YouTube fan. Yeah.
That was making me laugh so hard. They're expecting Josh Peck to pop up on Google, and it's Josh Bell from the Pirates.
there was one of the like offenders on that show was a last name Peck.
Oh,
Like,
really?
when you hear like there was like a vocal coach or something on the set called Peck, you're in for it. But yeah, everybody's talking Josh because they said like he's an enabler. He didn't like speak up. But
Yeah, I was a huge Nickelodeon guy. Nickelodeon and Disney Channel.
Cartoon Network, man.
Yeah, I
You're
love
Cartoon
Cartoon
Network,
Network too.
Yeah.
Adult Swim coming on right at the right time.
Yeah.
Was-
I'm a guy.
Was Codename Kids Next Door on?
Cartoon Network.
So good.
Yeah.
You got
So
that.
good.
And Nutty. That's cartoon.
It had to been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was.
What about
Courage.
Courage? What Courage was?
Yeah.
Cartoon Network. Man, they might
Yeah,
have
they
beat,
had-
they might
They
have beat
got a lot.
Nickelodeon when we were younger.
Nick had SpongeBob. That was like
Yeah.
their
SpongeBob, Drake, and Josh. That was all I liked. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Cartoon Network has so many good shows.
Disney was never in the running for me.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I was not a
No.
big Disney guy.
Yeah, I wasn't. Not younger, but
I think they had Hannah Montana as I was like coming out of like watching those channels. So, is there any other beer competition you guys are into except for this beer run? You guys a long player, flip cup player?
I'll play anything. What we played in college, a lot was what was the game when you flipped the dice up in the air and it was on the corners and the cups were
Was it just dice?
I can't
Die?
remember. Oh yeah, die. Yeah. I mean, I'll play anything though. Anyone wants to compete in, count me in.
I
I'm
used
trying
to
to think of some games.
compete in this one game. I just saw this earlier. I'm not going to tell the guys about this because it's a funny story. But there's this game called Beer Pot. Have you ever heard of that? We had to retire it.
Yeah.
So say if there was like 5 guys around this bar right now, and we all had 5 beers, and we just get a big. It started out with a flower pot, but it would just be like a big pitcher or something, and we'd all dump our beers in it. So it could be 2 Budweisers, 2 Natty Lights, and an IPA.
man.
It all goes into it, and there's no winner. There's only one loser. And if we were going in this direction, the loser would be the guy to the right of whoever finished it.
Wow.
So what it is, it's a mental game. So say the punishment would be known before we started. Usually it was like a naked mile around like whatever bar we were or house we were at. And like you could take a sip or you could chug. So say if like we're going around, we're just passing around and I take a little sip and there might be like 2 beers worth left in that pot. You have to make a decision because you could either take a sip, hand it to him, but if he finishes it, you're the loser.
Wow.
Or you have to drink 2 to make me lose.
Yeah.
I never lost. I'll drink 100 ounces before I draw my pants.
Our guys, our baseball guys would do the 40 hands every homecoming.
Oh, yeah.
I've never. Did you play?
I never did.
I never.
Yeah.
I never played either. But some of those guys can absolutely drink.
They do
Yeah.
it like 6 in the morning.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
It was just
and
ridiculous.
every year a new record would be set, and it's like the freshmen coming in would always
That is-
just win it. And
That's
it's-
such a painful game.
I've never played, thank
Halfway
goodness.
through.
I've helped my buddies play. Like I'm the one putting the duct tape on their hands and stuff, but to make sure they finish. But I've never played. I'm too soft. They're all a lot tougher than me.
When you finish one, the one that you haven't touched is still as cold as it was when you strapped on, and like you just feel the frostbite.
Yeah, and it's always like 30 degrees outside during homecoming, and they're freezing.
Yeah.
What's the game we played at Deep Creek this year?
I was just thinking,
This game is so fun. For New Year's, we went to Deep Creek, Maryland, and had an absolute blast. My fiance's birthday is on New Year's Eve, so we just had multiple reasons to party. What was it? How's that game go that we played?
It's kind of like your game where the one thing in the middle, one cup, and everybody pours their drink in it, and you all put your finger on it.
Yeah.
So say there's 8 people with their finger on it. Whoever's turn it is have to guess how many people will leave their finger on it. So 3 people pour it off, and you guess 5, then you're right and you're done. But if it comes down to the last person, then they chug the cup that's full of everybody's drink.
It's unbelievable. It is so much fun because it's so. The last time we played, there was 18 people.
Yeah,
I think something like that. 18 people,
Damn.
and there's 18 fingers on the cup. 3, 2, 1. You have to guess how many are on there, and people start flying off. Sorry about that. People start flying off left and right. Like before you know it, you're down to 12. Then you're down to 8. Now you're down to 7. If you're the last one on that cup, you're drinking that cup.
Yeah.
When it gets down to 1v1, that's when it gets real scary.
It's like you ever played Dick the Dealer? It's like a card game. Say if I put, you have to guess a card, and say the card is a 10, and you guess a 3. I would say higher, and you get one more chance. So say if you would say 7, the difference would be 3, so you have to drink for 3 seconds. But toward the end of the deck, if you're the dealer, like it's obvious which card's coming up next. You just keep drinking.
Yeah,
keep drinking.
Yeah, it's tough there.
Where's been your guys' ultimate party place in your travels?
And oh man, they had a house when we were in undergrad. That was unbelievable to like pregame at up there. What would you even call that area at West Lib?
I think it's Hilltop Acres.
Hilltop Acres. And they never. It was like they never threw a massive party, but it was. If you started the night there, you knew you were in. We were getting into something because it always seemed like their house was the perfect spot for 50 to 100 people. You could have easily done it, but it was always like 8 people to 12 people, like somewhere in that range where the pregame was perfect. To where then we would go out to the Dirty Dog at West Lib, or we would go to another house party and we would all just walk together. And West Lib was so cool because you can just walk everywhere.
Everybody's on that hill.
Yeah, we only have one bar, but the house parties were so much fun. And
when I used to go up there and party, it was just a corner store. We had to get Mad Dog 2020 with our fake IDs. Man, yeah, and like West Liberty is like sports college too.
Yes.
And when you have a bunch of athletes up there like partying, it gets so crazy.
It's so much fun, man.
Those the Domino's apartments. That's where I had a crazy experience.
Yeah. We had the really good opportunity while a couple of us were in grad school and some of our friends were still in undergrad. I mean, we would practice Monday through Friday, get done practice on Friday, hop in the car, go to Morgantown, come back home. You know what I mean? Do the same thing again. Party at West Lib on a Thursday. Do our homework. Go to baseball practice. Head to Morgantown and just repeat for weeks and weeks upon straight. And it was so much fun.
Back in the day, I remember all parties led to Fowler at some point in the night. That's when the calls came.
We got plenty of Fowler stories.
Oh, yeah. The Fowler days were a blast.
Fowler was like a war zone.
Yeah, I walked by like one side of it at a huge party I was not going to step into, just the amount of people. I saw a guy get up on his table and say, "We're done here, everybody out." And just this random guy came up and just knocked him out right off his coffee table. And then everybody just started partying. And I'm like, this place.
Oh my God. Yeah. That's just another day at Fowler.
Yeah.
It's another day at West Lib.
Yeah. The only place that compared to West Liberty as far as like craziest I've seen was Mount Union.
I haven't been.
It's Purple Raiders are another, like, I think they're a D2 athletic school, and everybody up there just wants to get drunk and fight each other.
To what's Ohio University?
Athens, yeah, we've had some fun.
I've been so many places, never been to Athens.
Yeah, that was a good time too.
I've never seen anything like that where you're driving on those back roads, it's pitch black, and then a university just pops up. Like you feel like there's no reason there should be a school out there, and it's just out in the middle of nowhere. And it might not be like that when you're driving during the day. But I remember we went there at like 9 o'clock in the fall, and it was already dark when we were on our way there.
Yeah, I missed out on Halloween at Athens. That's what everybody said. Or the Numbers Fest.
Yeah.
I think it used to be. I think my brother went to like a Wiz Khalifa show like during a Numbers Fest out there. It was unreal. I think I went to Vegas Hard Rock Hotel one time, and Bob Marley's son was doing like a dubstep.
Wow.
Like, I'm never into that music, but it was probably the wildest.
Yeah, it's really
party
cool.
I've seen. What's your guys' go-to place around here for the party, business-wise?
I don't know. What do you probably Jen's?
I mean, yeah,
Jens.
yeah, we have a good time. Jens are friends of the show. I mean, they've helped us get off the ground. Figueretti's is such a good place for us to go eat. I mean, we love Jens 19th hole Alpha. I mean, there's some really good dive bars here that that people don't like. You know, like we'll go to Wakeham's. You know what I mean? We'll go to Pickles. We'll go anywhere where people are ready to watch a game or just have some drinks. Like count us in. So
Waterfront Hall too.
Yeah, Waterfront Hall. I mean, you literally we've spent a lot of money there already. So.
Dude, when that the wood fire pizza came in, I was so happy because like just knowing that there's a place I can go to get that, not having to like see their schedule where they're going to be at.
Yeah, that's a good
storefront.
Yeah. It's a good point. It's really cool. They've done such a good job there, and we're excited to see Wheeling just keep growing. I mean, I think we need more of that stuff.
I know.
We just had the mayor on a couple days ago, and he made a good point. Like, hopefully moving forward, there's going to be more places like that built there, because when there's more places like Waterfront and more breweries and more, that just brings more people there. Like the other restaurants and bars should want more restaurants and bars to be built right next to them.
Look at what their businesses are doing now that the Waterfront's in. I know River City's doing that outdoor dining area. Then Bridge Tavern kind of revamped everything, that mural. Yeah.
I was just talking to the mayor about, have you ever been to a city yet where they do the social district where you can drink your beer and walk around from place to place?
That's a good idea.
Doing it in Wheeling when those streets are done. And because I mean, I can visualize a perfect route from like the Waterfront to West Branco to River City to Ellen Jack's up to the bridge, like up the street. And I mean, if you can drink and walk around, it's so much fun.
And you put like multiple outdoor stages. You can have like a little CMA fest. Everybody just goes to different businesses, different concerts.
It's so cool.
Yeah, it's going to be big. I think I have no idea how much longer the streetscape project's going to go on, but
we have no idea.
Yeah, no
we
idea.
We talk about it all the time.
One of Johnny's fighters at OVMMA, Steven, came in, talked about the boxing tournament he was going to enter, and he works on the streets. And I said, "How much longer were you looking at that?" He's like, "A while." That's all he would tell me. He's like, every time we strip something out, there's something below that is another issue that we have.
Yeah, we're hoping it's done soon enough so we can enjoy some of it while we're in our 20s. Yeah. That'd be good. Get to walk around and enjoy it.
Do that before kids, gentlemen.
Yeah.
After
100%.
that, like even to go to like Kroger down the road, normally on a normal day for me without kids would be 10 minutes, but it's 45 minutes of getting them ready, everything ready, make sure the diaper bag's full. One will fill up their diaper before we leave. That's another 10 minutes. It's a lot.
Yeah, man, we're pumped up. You're gonna have to get us in contact with those drinking competitions you said from Coleraine or whatever.
We'll bring you out.
Those will be some good people to invite to this beer mile. Yes. I think what's gonna be really cool about May 4th is that if these people don't want to run in the competition, don't want to walk in it, they can come and just watch and be a part of the music. There's going to be so much good food there between Avenue Eats, the Woodfire Pizza, Midge's Hot Dogs is going to be there, like with the music. We're going to be excited just to see people in the streets, and when people get to see the event that we're going to put on, with it being, we're going to live stream it on YouTube. We're going to be interviewing people. People are going to be mic'd up. It's going to be so much fun. Wheeling hasn't seen it yet. And we're excited for them to see it and then continue for the next couple years, for decades. I mean, however long we're able to keep putting this stuff on. But this beer mile stuff is so much fun. And I cannot wait for people to run in it, to walk in it, to do the relay. It's going to be a blast.
And just how everybody's so open to this idea. Just now, bring you 1,000 mile hour. What else can we do? What else can we bring in? Now, do you guys like doing like the man on the street interviews, or do you prefer like being in the studio?
I think we can do it more.
I think so too. I remember a long time ago you did one
in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and you did really well.
That was fun.
That's something we should definitely,
especially with one of our guys on the show, Jarrett. He just got a job with the Pirates. Okay. We're going to be up there a ton more. So I think the stuff on the street you can do really well. At the gist of it, I mean, we're content creators that put on productions. I mean, the pickleball stuff, the beer mile stuff. Live streaming. So the more content we can make, the better. And we're just really thankful for all of the businesses that have came on board, that have sponsored, that we've been able to help out, and they've helped out us. So it's really cool.
I've been toying with the idea about man on the street, but I just don't want to do it myself. I would rather have like an attractive female or something to do. It's funny because like the most trending stuff on TikTok now is just somebody going, "What's your body count?" It's like putting in front of somebody's face at a bar.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. But the problem with doing it here is we know everybody.
You know
everybody. So if we go to Pittsburgh, we want to know
Yeah,
people.
gotta go to a different city for sure.
You do like that trend. You go into like Waterfront Hall in a crowd night, be like, pick the most attractive person here and start making out with them. You know, everybody's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So for the Waterfront Fest, I know we got Bucket of Puppies, and then I know we got the DJs are coming in.
Yeah,
The OG DJs
4
are-
different bands, a couple DJs. I know they've booked that, and they've got a 6 stage coming. So
Oh, they're putting that
Yeah.
outdoor, right?
yeah, we're
okay.
hoping for some good weather, and it's going to be a blast. I know people. I listened to a little bit of Bucket of Puppies on your show. They're a jam band.
Yeah.
So if I understand that correctly, like, they'll play a little bit of a song, right? But then
Yeah.
they're just like shredding guitar.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So it's like, I'm trying to say like from a non-music standpoint, like somebody, one of them could say like we're playing 1-3-4-3, and that just means like what chords they're playing.
Yeah.
They'll start playing it, and then their guitar player is proficient enough where he can just start a solo over that.
Oh, that's cool.
And then like he could, like a lot of times you'll see bands do that when they do like a breakdown, they'll point to somebody else and then they'll go into a solo.
Yeah.
And you'll notice too, it's like some bands, they'll play the full tracks in their monitor, so they're just playing along with the song. They can't do that because if they do anything extra, they're off. that
Oh,
beat.
gotcha.
Yeah, but it's kind of like they also do the open mic there. They'll come up, somebody will play like one of their songs, and then once their song is done, person gets off the stage. They might just keep going and jamming.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's cool. I really want to get down there to see them.
Yeah, we'll be excited, man.
Trying to think of any. There's a couple bigger concerts just got announced too. The Backyard Barbecue Fest. I think they got Frankie Ballard in and
Oh yeah, Ronnie Atkins is coming
yes,
in.
yeah,
Amazing.
Farmer's Daughter. It's a true story.
Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I opened up for Frankie Ballard at the Hartford County Fair,
Oh, really?
and I was playing on a different stage. I was playing in a pavilion stage. He was playing in a big flatbed trailer in front of their grandstand, and this freak windstorm came.
Oh, man.
Destroyed like 30 grand of his equipment. And then they all, I mean, I felt bad for him, but they all came over to my stage. It was just a sea of people all at once.
Yeah.
And I got to meet him. He was so upset, and then walked on stage to apologize for everybody, and everybody, boo, just as loud as they could. I felt so bad.
Yeah, it's tough there.
You think you could teach one of us to play an instrument?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think you'd have your hands full trying to teach this guy.
Yeah, I'm not. My attention span's not very good.
If you can do Guitar Hero, you can do
Ooh.
regular guitar.
I used to love, you ever heard of Rock Band?
Yeah, yeah.
Me, Jub Jet, the other guys on the podcast, we used to play that all the time growing
Yeah.
up. I was a singer. Yeah. I used to be singing so loud in the living room.
It's funny because, like, you had to match the pitch on the video game, so you're going up and down trying to, like, get that set. I think I had Guitar Hero World Tour. I think that was the one for Xbox.
I used to love Guitar Hero. Jared's was unbelievable at Guitar Hero.
Was he?
always play every song on Xbox, get it 100%.
I
He was
believe
great
it.
at it.
So what are you guys into when you're not doing the podcast? Any kind of like media that you consume other than
Yeah, man. We golf a lot. We'll work out. We big video game guys, especially Cooley, Jub, and Jer. Podcasts. I mean, we'll throw on the Pat McAfee guys, Barstool.
Theo Vaughn.
Yeah, Theo Vaughn.
that is a good podcast. I like
love
how like
it,
some episodes just be like me and a New York police officer. That's it.
Yeah. But yeah, besides that, man, we stay busy. It's good for us. Keeps us out of trouble.
Yeah. You guys like try to follow any format of Pauper podcast? Try them all yourself or
We kind of just freestyle it a little bit, I feel like.
Yeah. I think something that's really cool is we try to watch people that we really like, grab ideas and then twist them.
Yeah.
And say, hey, how can we try to do something new and start a new trend or bring something else like new to the table? Because you're in a massive industry that is very packed, and you really have the top 10 of the industry that have 99% of the market share. And it's like, hey, how can you get just a little bit to keep your doors open?
Yeah.
To where something new
I
can
feel like
happen.
with our podcast, we have so many unique guys because there's 8 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8. So everybody brings their own like character or personality
yeah.
to the show. So you don't really have to try too hard to think of anything because it just kind of flows.
Yeah,
naturally.
yeah. I'm a lot of times when people are nervous, I'm just like, no matter what you're thinking the night before in your head that you're going to say, it doesn't matter because within 5 minutes you're going to realize we're just sitting here bullshitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, you guys want to put a ribbon on this? Oh, Your March Madness bracket. I did see something I wanted to ask you about that.
Lunch Madness.
Yeah. I knew there was something.
Lunch
else
Madness.
Yeah, Lunch Madness.
So we're on the radio 7 hours a week, and that's usually Matt Watson, Cooley, Jarrett Jubb, and Coach Dell, and then some of the other guys, Chris Pavlik, Jeff Doyle, and myself. That makes 8, right? Mm-hmm. And so what the Lunch Madness is we grabbed 30 high schools' lunches. We had the public vote on them. So like their lunch, like Wheeling Central versus Wheeling Park.
Right.
Someone's having chicken tenders, someone's having pizza, and they vote on it. So now it's down to John Marshall and Monroe Central. They're in the finals. They're in the.
It's heated.
Yeah, they're in the Lunch Madness Championship.
Do you know what they have? Or do they have to kind of announce what food they have that day?
So we announced it on the radio what they're having that day, and then the public votes on it. I think the winner gets announced Friday, right?
Yeah, Friday, and then they win like a console.
Yeah, so
I gotcha.
Let's say Monroe Central wins. A random kid from that high school is going to win a flat screen TV and a PS5, or John Marshall. Yeah, so it's really cool. So Generations and Figueretti's were 2 people that sponsored that. So, yeah, we thank them for that, and it was really cool.
So they got to be on their toes. Like, do they know what day you're going to pull?
I think they know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. They're the 2 teams that are in the championship. John Marshall and Monroe Central. They're both locked in. They're posting on their Facebook.
Yeah, we have people DMing us, John Marshall.
Yeah. I don't know. For them, it's like we just have to have 2 weeks of the best stuff just in case you guys come in like a food inspector almost.
Yeah.
All right, May 4th, Waterfront Fest.
We'll see everyone there. Yeah,
yes.
we appreciate you having us on, man. This has been a blast.
Appreciate you guys coming in. Do little future projects together, bring some more. I'm trying to toy with like opening up this backdrop and adding some more mics and stuff.
Yeah,
we'll have like